If I'm going to be starting this, I would love to ask, what exactly does it mean to think in terms of systems?
Alright. The purpose of a system is independent of the intention of the person deploying the system.
When they are thinking about problems, when we're thinking about a situation, we do not just focus on one aspect. We should look at the bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture for everything that happens.
Many set systems that cannot stand the test of time. Your purpose has to align with the purpose of the system you're deploying, otherwise you're not going to get the desired outcome. Anything you're doing is actually aligning to one system or the other. You may not just be conscious of it. You don't pick systems because they are fancy, because people are talking about them. You pick systems based on their purpose and their ability to impact your desired results. For a system to work, it has to be capable of three things. Number one.
Hi everyone, you're welcome once again to Talk It Out Show, powered by Team Aura, a subgroup under Mind Volta organization. I am Oluwadarasin Opola, and with us we have our founding president, Mr. Emmanuel Oni, who would be taking us on the journey of how to think in terms of systems. Welcome, Mr. Oni.
Thank you very much.
If I'm going to be starting this, I would love to ask, what exactly does it mean to think in terms of systems?
Alright. To start with, what is a system? Alright. A system is a collection of several components working together to produce an outcome or group of outcomes. Now, systems thinking is when you think in terms of the bigger picture, alright, rather than you thinking of something as an isolated individual element, alright. It is an improvement on what I call the linear thinking. That's the cause and effect thinking, where it is easy to identify the cause and it is easy to directly identify the effect. However, think about the world as a spider web, such that when you shake a part of the web, the whole web network shakes. That's because they are all interconnected and intertwined. So if anything is actually going to be wrong with a part of a system, even with a part of the web, for example, it would be wrong for you to just focus and zero in on that particular part, especially in the process of problem solving, without considering the bigger picture or what is playing out in the bigger concepts. So that's a system thinking for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
That is a very, very, very important thing to take note of. The fact that when they are thinking about problems, when we're thinking about a situation, we do not just focus on one aspect. We should look at the bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture for everything that happens, the cause and effect. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, my next question. I would agree, or I would love to say that a lot of people put systems in place. Yes, a lot of people say, oh, in my academics, in my reading, I have systems in place and everything. But we have some systems that fail. Some work, some do not work. Why do we have systems that work and why do we have systems that do not work? What is it we can do to make them work?
Thank you very much for that question. For a system to work, it has to be capable of three things. Number one, it has to be a resilient system. It has to have resilience as one of its characteristics. And what I mean by resilience in this context is it has to have the ability to recover and continue working even after a disturbance or a chaos. Alright. Many set systems that cannot stand the test of time, that are not resilient, that are not strong enough to stand the test of time. Another thing again about the system is that a system must be capable of self-organization. This is where the system is flexible enough and it is also strong enough to evolve and even create new unique structures. alright, to survive the changes of life. Meaning that your system must be capable of adapting to the changing situations of life. And then the second thing is hierarchy. Your system must be structured and should be less centralized. Meaning that you shouldn't be at the mercy of just one factor or one person taking the decision, doing the major works, or being behind the evolution. There has to be this corporate effort, this corporate ingeniousness, this collective, contribution towards evolving the system, rather than making it center around a group of people or one person or a piece of technology, because when things change, they are likely to go bankrupt. So, when your system has these three things, it should be able to survive the test of time and still deliver the right and the desired outcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If I got that clearly, for a system to work well, it should be resilient, should be capable of self-organization, and structured and less centralized. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I want to believe most of us here are students, and I would love to ask this question. What systems do you believe, or what structures do you believe every student should have in place, should put in place to succeed academically in respect of whatever field it is behind here?
Thank you for that question, Isabella. Now, this is it. Education is a type of system. Alright. We have the educational system. As much as I would like to answer your question deeply, I would like to first acknowledge the fact that as students, many of us may not be able to influence or change the bigger educational system. However, there are subsystems in the system, like your own personal journey to academic success. Alright, is a subsystem under the bigger educational system, especially in Nigeria. Taking a look at the current educational system in Nigeria, you will agree with me that the system we are deploying is not necessarily enhancing learning as opposed to our general, intention of education. Because the purpose of education is to enhance learning that can be profitable to society. However, when we have a system that focuses on reading out students, alright, then it is the outcome will no longer be enhanced learning, but it will be focused on selection, picking the best, survival of the fittest. Alright. And that isn't the real purpose. Now, what I want to bring out there is that there are about 3 to 4 components of a system. Alright. We have the elements of the system, which is the very obvious thing people abuse or people blame or people can see or identify. We have the interconnections, like the rules of the system. Football is also a system, like the rules of football. Alright. Then we have the purpose of the system. That is the most important part of the system. Because the purpose of a system is independent of the intention of the person deploying the system. Meaning that your purpose has to align with the purpose of the system you're deploying. Otherwise, you're not going to get the desired outcome. Alright. So, the purpose of a system impacts most on the outcome of that system. And that is why in picking systems that work for you, you must make sure that you pick a system whose purpose, whose essence aligns with the desired outcome. When you see people, for example, when students fail, alright, they blame the event. They blame things they shouldn't blame. They've forgotten that in the actual sense of things, alright, systems are the ones responsible for outcomes. Now, I understand the place of you having the autonomy to pick a system to run your life. Whenever you think you can run anything at your own whim and caprice, alright, uncontrollably, or you have this full autonomy to just do anything anyhow, anything you're doing is actually aligning to one system or the other. You may not just be conscious of it. So one thing I would advise everybody, whether you're a student or not, in general, before I answer your question, is this. Know the systems that produce the desired outcome you want in life. You don't pick systems because they are fancy, because people are talking about them. You pick systems based on their purpose and their ability to impact your desired results. Most people who come out best in their academics may not necessarily be geniuses. They may not be great people who have exceptional abilities. They are just people who know what works for them. They know how to deploy a system that works for them. So now, talking about the educational system or the educational subsystem, because even though we may not be able to change the bigger educational system, we can narrow down on the subsystems. Alright. You have a plan at the beginning of the session to have, a particular GP in your academics, alright, for that session, your academic session. And then you have to look at how you're going to go about it in light of the following things. Alright, number one, what are the elements of the system? The elements include your lecture notes, your books, the teachers, alright, and the time for reading, the time of lecture. Those are the elements that make up the system. Then the second refers to the interconnections. That is how you attend lectures, how you listen in class, the periods. Where you sit when you receive your learning, alright, and how you set your personal reading timetable, and when you actually do the reading. Knowing whether you are a nighter, all-nighter, or you love to read in the day, all these things fall under the interconnections, alright, the rules of the system. Then the purpose of the system now talks about, is this purpose geared towards making me excellent or designed to make me fail? For some of us, the system we are deploying in our personal, life or approach to academic success will make us fail, even though we have great abilities. Sometimes we think, okay, I don't like to read until when exams come. That will make you to crash it. And that may not get you the desired A. That may make you to go into a frantic mode. Besides the fact that it impacts negatively on your mental well-being, it makes you not to really do your best in your exams. It makes you to even make poor decisions. And it makes you to be awake while others are sleeping, when you should be doing what others are doing. So the thing is, the early bird catches the worm. In order for you to avoid, unnecessary, late night reading, you have to set a program for the semester or for the session ahead of your tests and exams. You have to define the rules of engagement. One, you have to set the principle that, okay, I will always make it to class, at the right time, at the time due. Second is, I will sit in front, for example, although it's not necessary. Some people can be backbenchers and still do well. Just know what works for you. Set the rules. Alright. Okay, I would love to read between this hour and this hour. You are setting the rules for your system. Now, if you are a night reader and you set time for reading in the day, you have already deployed a system that will be designed to make you feel with respect to the kind of person you are. So self-awareness is even very important in choosing systems. Alright, because you are looking at the world from a sample of a spider web. I don't know if you're getting my point. So the thing is, look at the systems that work for you and then deploy them. Look out for the elements, the rules, and the purpose of the system. Now, when you deploy a system that is not working for you, do well to quickly pivot, to quickly change. Don't wait to find out in your results that you have deployed the wrong system. Another thing again, I would advise is for you to seek counsel. Reach out to your mentors, your counselors, your guardians, friends who can listen to you and help you analyze, things. Now, one thing I want you to understand about system thinking is that it complements analytical thinking and critical thinking. It does not replace them. Alright. It does not replace them. So when you bring about this whole concept of linear thinking, system thinking, analytical thinking, when you bring it together, critical thinking, it makes you even look like a whole-rounder. When you see, that's why if you look at most educational systems, people who do well academically, they seem to do other things. And we because we don't want to probe in deep, we just assume they are very brilliant, they are special, they have special abilities, they're just been lucky. Not necessarily. If you have good systems working for you, I can tell you can do a lot of stuff that's coherent and still be very effective and be efficient. So make sure you develop a system that is resilient, that can self-evolve, and that is well structured. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
That was a lot. And now I'm going to repeat something you said that caught my attention.
Okay.
And that was intentionally picking your systems and knowing what works for you. I'm someone who loves reading at night. I'm always awake and I love reading in my room. I have people that cannot read in their room. They love going to campus, doing overnight, and that doesn't exactly work for me. So thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Once again, this session was brought by Team Aura, a subgroup under Mind Volta organization. And my name remains Okwala Oluwadarasini. And here with me we have our founding president, Mr. Emmanuel Oni. Thank you so much for staying till this time. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this time. See you next time. Thank you.
Bye.